I think this thing is on. Yo, hey. Oh, I remember how to. No, stop. Yo, what's going on? We are tuning into another episode of Chopping It Up with Q podcast. We are back in the building. I'm Q.
And I'm BJ. We're back here again to give you our, quarterly podcast.
Pretty much. That's how I feel like. Oh man, once a quarter or who say we'll do biannual. There we go.
2 podcasts a year. Don't worry, we'll be back next year. We'll catch you in February. It's fine.
Oh man, but we missed y'all, man. What how y'all doing out there? Man, it's actually been a pretty busy week, man. I had to move, and I only have help from the little people because the missus is down for a minute, but finally got it done though. What's been up with you though, V?
They fired my coworker, so all the work that she was doing has fallen to me. Unfortunately, I was a little too efficient, and they decided that there was only enough paycheck to go around for one person, and somebody had to go. And unfortunately, she was the weak link. Which makes me think I'll come back to it. But let's see what else. Somebody tried to shoot up Midland. And so everybody was on lockdown because there was a shooter just driving around shooting people like a crazy person because he lost his job. We all survived that.
Wait, hold up. Can I say I bet he white?
He was white.
Damn. Y'all striking out here, man. I don't know what to say about this. Like it's looking real grim for white dudes out here.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's that whole I keep trying to figure out what it is that makes them snap like that, but then because you don't, and my thing is you don't always want they always do that. Oh, it's mental health; they're mentally unstable. But it's like, how come black and brown people don't get the same? Oh, well, they could possibly have mental instability, or but I say that with a grain of salt because I don't want to say that people that stigmatize people that do have mental health issues and say they're all killers, that they all snap and start shooting people, because that's not the case. Because I don't think any of these people are mentally unstable anyway. I think that they're white and they're entitled, and when they feel like the things that they see other people with in life are not being given to them, then they decide, oh, well, let me find somebody to blame it on. And because there's so much rhetoric out here that wants to blame brown people for your shortcomings, that's an easy target. Let me go shoot up a Walmart in El Paso. Let me drive around Midland and Odessa and just shoot innocent people at Home Depot because I'm unhappy with the way my life is. These people, so I don't think they are crazy. I think these people are very sane. I think they know what they're doing. I do not think that they have snapped. I think they're just entitled white people. They are just mad because they don't get what they feel like they should have.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even if I feel that way, my thoughts aren't, yo, man, let me go blow up somebody's spot. Let me just go ruin some people's day real quick. That's not my first thought. But
right, but again, we're not white. And history has shown us time and time again that when white people want something, they take it by force. They have no problem shooting some shit up or murdering an entire indigenous people or wiping out you and your entire family and your entire lineage for mineral rights by giving you blankets with smallpox. Like, I'm just saying, they don't really, they aren't really partial to how they get it. They just want it. So if they had to cause a little death and destruction in the melee, they aren't too concerned about it.
I guess that's just a casualty of war, huh?
Yeah, I mean, history would say yes. I mean,
collateral
I know that's
damage.
I mean, and that sounds very callous, and I'm not saying it in a way like, oh, those people are, not important. But if we're looking at it from from a lens of white, they consider their collateral damage.
Man, look, but it's always so funny because every time you have those discussions, and I try not to have those discussions at work anymore because they never really go well. But it's funny because everybody tends to have selective memory of history. And so when you start bringing up things and they're like, well, that, that was then. This is now. It's like, yeah, but we you don't see a lot of. You see some differences, yes. Of course, you ain't running for your life as much anymore, but they still got a lot of improvement to go. So
they seem to forget a lot of times that people were on the wrong side of history, or that what we have learned a lot of times is that with technological advances, we advance, but human nature does not necessarily change, right? Humans have, in the form that we have existed for quite some time. So we have not evolved into any other species or evolved past essentially what we have been when a lot of these things happened. So we're not going to, our nature is not going to change. And I think that's the part they like to forget. Oh, well, we've advanced. Well, no, technology and the world has advanced. It does not mean that humans as a whole have advanced our entire nature and biology.
No, we are still this irrational, animalistic, and it's kind of like because I tell everybody, everybody's fine when everything's going well, but if you put people with their back against the wall, that's when you see the true nature of humanity in some cases, unfortunately. So,
absolutely. Before we get into some other things, my coworker that got fired. So I keep calling her Kitten Hills. I think I probably mentioned this before, but I had a question because it came up. Someone asked me the other day, had I spoken to her? And I was like, well, no. And they were like, well, why not? You didn't call to make sure she was okay. And I was like, was I supposed to? And they basically made me feel bad because I didn't call the person that got fired to check and see if she was okay. But my whole thing is, it felt to me like you have work acquaintances or work friends, and then you have like your regular real world friends. And sometimes they cross over, and some of the people are people that you would hang out with outside of work, but that's very rare. And usually that's when you have like a younger group of people that you are working with. It is very rare in like corporate settings to just be best friends with your entire work circle outside of work. You chat at work, whatever, you go home. I'm not Facebook friending you. I'm not trying to be, chummy on Snapchat or whatever. That's just a general rule. I'm not friends on Facebook with people I work with. Absolutely not.
Are you saying
once
that
I stop working there, fine.
Are you saying since we say hi to each other at work, we can't be friends on all levels? Is that what you're getting at?
I'm just saying those people are not your friends. And so for me, like the lady, she was very nice. She was a very nice lady who would text, sometimes outside of work, but I would not necessarily call her my friend. I would call her my coworker. Have I had like a drink or a margarita with her on a Thursday evening outside of work? Yes, but I don't know if that warrants me calling her after she got fired from a job that she's been at longer than me, out of a position that we technically share, and be like, I'm so sorry you got fired. Do you need anything? Well, she needs her job. Like, what am I supposed to fucking say?
She go like, yeah, you can give me your gig.
Yeah, you can give me your job. Like, what exactly am I supposed to say? And I think they really kind of, I guess maybe there's a little bit more nuance to that particular situation, but it's just like, I don't know.
I don't know that woman.
Was I an asshole for not calling her? I guess the question.
I mean, I know plenty of people who end up leaving my job, but I don't know them like that. I'm just saying. So, okay, come on, y'all. We don't have to pretend with everybody. That's because sometimes that would just come off as disingenuous. Like, man, we ain't talk like that. Now you want to come in and talk about how we doing?
And that was my concern. It was going to come off disingenuous. This lady just got fired. I'm going to contact her 2 or 3 days later and be like, oh, are you okay? I'm so sorry. Do you want to go get food or something? For her to talk about a job that she no longer has to me who still has the job.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't quit. She got fired. If she quit, then I would have been like, damn, that's fucked up. Hopefully everything works out for you. And we probably could have had a drink. But I feel like since she got fired, I don't want to be disingenuous in the event that maybe she blames me for her firing. Yeah. Like, I look real crazy.
Yeah, you don't want to show her up at work and now you know, everything was cool till you came. How you feel about that?
Listen. My boss and I had a conversation about it because I told him my concerns and I was like, I feel like I may be part of the reason that she was let go. And he said that he didn't want me to feel that way. He was like, you have to look at it he was like, I really don't want you to feel that way. He's like, you have to look at it from a standpoint as if we're evaluating work. I was like, and he was like, when I let her go, she had been here a year. We had done evaluations and we just feel like her work by comparison was not up to the standard that it would be after working for a year. The expectation is that you grow and develop skills, and she wasn't doing that. He was like, so I don't want you to feel like it's your fault. He was like, in some ways, it gave us something to compare her standard of work to, but it's not your fault that she was underperforming.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's facts.
So, I mean, so I took that in stride, and it just kind of is what it is. But no, they try to make me feel bad for not calling her. And I was like, what do you want me to do? Go have a daiquiri with her?
We good. Hell, you better talk to people outside of work. Like, there's a handful of people, and I'm talking about a small handful. I could count them on one hand of people I speak to outside of work. But I can't. Nah, I don't think I've only hung out with a couple of people outside of work, and that's usually like, go hoop or something. But we ain't never like just went and sat down and like hung out outside, or maybe going to a lunch or something like that. So.
Right, if something was seriously wrong, or you wouldn't call them for that.
Yeah. Now I won't lie. There's certain people I would love to see outside of their element of work, just to see how they really are. Because you got some people, they got their work selves, and then they got who they really are. So there's certain people I'll be like, I bet that motherfucker like a pure alcoholic outside of their work.
They seem very uptight when they come here, but I bet when they get home.
Look, there's some people there I'll be so concerned with. I'm like, man, you know what? You ever done this? It just kind of sounds so messed up. Because it's, you ever just like went around and you were nice to everybody because you like, that one person looked like the one that if something does pop off, it will be them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if anything happened, I just want them to remember we were cool, right? Just let me leave. I'm good.
Yeah, and I can see that, because I feel like there's just some people like they, and it's like, it's not that they're even oddly quiet or anything. It's like that. It's just they kind of, they look like anytime there's a little too much stress, like their eyes start twitching, and it's like they're on the verge of a nervous breakdown, and they're just holding it together by like the thread.
I'm there for some people. I'm ready to hear that. Yeah, man, such and such had to be let go. Wow, what happened? Man, they just hauled off and started choking their boss. Like, oh, goddamn, okay.
Well, that is something. All right, well, wish him well. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, glad it wasn't me.
Did security walk him out and take his badge? Right after all the pertinent questions. Did he get all his stuff already, or when is he coming back for it? Does anybody know?
Hey, man, look. I'm just saying, like, and that's what I always used to say, man. You, as a boss, you got anybody who's a manager, you gotta be careful how you treat folks. Hey, first of all, you don't know how close people are from jumping off the ledge of, that's it. So you just gotta be careful out here. Like,
but you should treat people kindly anyway, right? That would be the ideal situation, is that if you're in a management position, you treat people well. But I mean, there are a lot of places people work and they aren't treated well.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but but I think also in those settings, when everyone is mistreated, then no one really snaps, because you kind of rally around each other, because everybody is in a shitty situation. Yeah. So you tend to have better morale. Like, people don't want to come to work, but in some ways they bond over the fact that they do not want to be there, and everyone hates the manager. So they tend to be a little bit better equipped to deal than the one singular person who's like tripping and everybody else is being treated pretty well.
So basically, everybody's mutiny, about to commit a mutiny against their own. Like,
well, I mean, it's a pack mentality, right? So if we're all being mistreated and there's nothing we can do about it, we can either all go to HR and air our grievances, or we all just kind of have to commiserate our experience and be like, well, fuck it, it's a job, and that's it. But you very rarely have 12 people that are being treated shitty at work band together and be like, you know what we should do tomorrow? We should poison our manager's coffee. Or, you know what we should do tomorrow? We should go shoot up the floor under us.
Well, not that, but what we should do? We should catch them out on the streets for some street justice. Let them know, he got us fucked up. That's what we should show him.
We should jump him in a dark alley. Like, you just don't, they may fantasize about it, but you just don't have that group think where motherfuckers are like, let us overthrow our manager at work. They're just like, well, it is what it is.
That's like, well, yeah, speaking of, You're right. We should start treating people better. And, I'm going to make a commitment today here that I'm going to start treating customer service people on the phone a little bit better. Because I know I'm a pure asshole with them sometimes. Because I don't know, man. I think I start critiquing the way their whole system and how it operates. Or they'll be, you do, especially automated shit. I hate that. But they'll always like, oh, yeah, put in your account number, this and that. And then it helps expedite things. Okay, cool. Then you get the person on the phone. Hey, can I have your account number? I said, didn't I just do that? So,
but I think what happens is they then have to verify it's you and that maybe you didn't mistype it.
Oh man, still.
So I think it's like a checks and balance, right? Because I mean, I have certainly heard of people, which I won't say. Speaking of jobs, because I used to do wireless sales and I worked in customer service, and so before they started doing all these account safeguards, you would just have like an account password. But if you say, for instance, didn't know your account password or forgot it, if you give me the name on the address and like the address or something like that, then they'll let you in. But if you really have like minimal information and you give me an account number, but then the account number is wrong and I pull up somebody else's stuff, or if you type it in and just make a payment at the machine and then you're like, oh, my phone is off, what happened? And then I'm stuck here trying to figure out whose account you paid.
I'm sure they're happy.
I'm sure they're very happy, but it just, now there are safeguards where you really can't do that. But there was a time where you could just type in an account number and make a payment. And unfortunately, if it is actually somebody, if it actually corresponds to an account, you've now paid somebody else's bill.
That's like, I think I got on the one. Of course, I'm gonna exaggerate this. They were like, oh yeah, you got to create a security, you have a security question, and we have a list of this. Yeah, tell us your fondest childhood memory from 1998. You're like, wait, what? What is your father's favorite color when he was growing up? And you're like, what? But they'll give you like things that you're like, I don't have anything that corresponds with any of the questions that you get. Is there anything else? Nope, that's only it. Oh, okay.
You gotta make up a memory. My personal favorite is like if it's something like credit related or something where they're trying to verify your identity. And so they like they're really trying to make, like if you change addresses or something like that, so then they like, and you haven't lived there very long, so then they're trying to backtrack and ask you like old things. And one that always gets me is like, which address is associated with this person? And it's like,
man, I don't remember.
Did I live? And it's like, then you're trying to like think, and it's like they don't ever think about the fact that some motherfuckers move. Like people don't buy houses and stay in the same place anymore like that and just stay in one place. People are buying homes less and less. So you're asking me to think about somewhere I lived like 6 years ago and I might have lived there for like a year. And once the lease was up, I was like, fuck it, I'm out. So then you're asking me to, remember an address I lived at for a year, 10 years ago. And I'm like,
that happened to me.
Are people that trade their cars in like once every year and a half, 2 years? You're asking me about a car I had in 98. I had 3 that year. I don't know.
Yeah, oh man. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten something like that because I think I stayed with like my aunt for a summer. Between semesters, and I don't remember that address. I barely remember what city it was. I think it was Cypress or Katy is one of those areas, but
right, like you're not even sure. You're like the general area. They're asking you a specific address, and you're like, if I get this wrong, does that mean I can't
access my information?
Does that mean I can't pay my car note, or what's up? What did you say?
Get it together, credit. Yeah, that was just my little rant. I was like, man, I ain't gonna get on that because I had an issue with a credit card company. But anyways, man, other than that, I guess that's pretty much it. Oh, well, other than that, yeah, I think we've been stuck with schoolwork, moving, a baby on the way again, and of course, unfortunately, okay, first of all, I don't know who created the idea of gender reveals. But whoever did, I curse you from here on out. Because, I mean, this is the most, in my opinion, the most ridiculous process ever. Because I'm like, wait, we are going to, because I'm just used to, okay, I get baby showers. Cool. Baby showers, you usually get some things you need, basically a baby potluck, if you, just with items. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, but it makes sense, right? You have a village coming together to celebrate a birth of a baby, and babies need things. So your village comes together to support you, to make sure your kid has the things that they need, especially if you have older kids, so you've given a lot of these things away, or the baby's gender does not coincide with the other children that you've had, so now none of those things are necessarily applicable to those to the next kid. So that makes perfect sense.
Exactly. Gender reveal, a baby's gender, in my opinion, is a text message away. What did I tell you? I said, look, it's on this day, but if you can't make it, I totally understand, and I'm not even expecting you to come all the way out for an hour.
Drive 5 hours to eat and sit around for an hour and then figure out what sex your baby is.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just found it interesting. Now,
I mean, I guess you double up on gifts if that's the case, but I've always been of the mindset, if you have a gender reveal, I am less likely to bring a gift to your gender reveal. Now, I'm willing to bring food. Like, if you're having food, I'm willing to bring a dish or something and consider it like an excuse to get together and maybe have some dinner, and you tell us, like a potluck of sorts at your house.
Yeah.
But I do not know that I am going to buy, or if I do, I'm going to buy something small.
Something neutral.
Something neutral and small, because you still have a baby shower that I plan to buy a gift for. So, I mean, if you have a gender reveal party, the best I'm going to do is probably buy you diapers. Which, if you have a baby shower, I'm probably going to buy you diapers and wipes, because children need diapers more than anything else. Like, your infant can probably go a smooth month and a half in just fucking onesies and diapers, unless you take them somewhere. Yeah. Until they've had shots, you're not going to, so.
But, oh yeah, so I got to put up with that. And, okay, so yeah, anybody who does, or, wants to go ahead and, generously donate anything, I do accept gift cards. I always say gift cards are a savior during those late night diaper runs and things like that. So yeah, thank you in advance. But,
yes, you can. Yes, please hit him up on Twitter or his Facebook or his Instagram, his Cash App, whatever you would like to do. Please donate to Baby Simpson Fund. Yep, all gifts are accepted and all currencies accepted, unless you have pesos, because then really you need a lot of them.
Hey, I'll find an exchange. Don't worry about it.
It's like just like church, come as you are. Bring what you got. We don't care. Bring it in.
You're right. But yeah, so now I'm like, damn. First of all, it's my very last. I will say that for sure. And regardless of what it is, I'm like, that's it. That's a wrap on me. That's 3. I'm good. that's more than enough. And then I kind of feels kind of rough, because I feel like I started all over, because Raylan is about to be 9 and Ted's about to be 12, and now we're gonna have a brand new one. Now, granted, they're at the age they're gonna want to help, but still.
Yeah, I mean, but I think you kind of have to find that balance, right? Because they're also at that age where they want to help, but they also kind of are growing into wanting to do their own things. Mm-hmm. And so then when you have a baby that's small, it's like, watch your sibling. And they're like, I don't want to watch the baby. Like, it gets over that hump from, oh, I want to hold the baby, feed the baby, change the baby, mm-hmm. to now this toddler, this 3-year-old will not leave me alone and wants to touch my things, leave me alone.
I was there. I mean, I still tell the stories now, how I put my little sister in the closet because she was just getting on my nerves. I ain't gonna lie, every time. So I have my next oldest siblings are now 19 and 18, and I used to always tell them, no, take Katana with you, but you can leave Joe. And at one point they asked me, well, why you always want to keep Joe? I said, because Joe is going to sit there and not bother me while I do my own thing. He's just going to watch me play a game or something, and that'll be that. Katana had to be entertained, and I didn't want to do that. So
you didn't want to entertain her, yeah. And I think that's the case, because even like with my cousin and her kids, like, I love all 3 of them, but I'm not a parent, and so I don't mind necessarily watching her children. But if you have 3 small children and you're like, hey, can you watch them while I run to the store? I get it. You don't want to take them out the car. You just want to run in and get what you want to get. But I also, your 3-year-old hollers and screams every time you leave the room. Like, you've got to take that one. I'm sorry. Like, you've got to take that one. I'm so sorry. Nobody wants to chase him while he throws fits because you went to get milk. Like, mm-hmm. Just take that one. The other 2, we can watch Disney Channel and have a grand old time for the 30 minutes you're gone. That one, he's gonna act a fool the entire time. You have to take it.
See, that's why I'm kind of worried if this is a boy. Now, of course, I will have every breed of I would have collected every breed of human species, of the human species. But boys are sometimes crybabies when initially starting off. Like the babies, like they whine, they cry a lot, and it's like
just drop him a few times and he'll toughen right up. Throw him around the room like a football. It'll be fine. He'll toughen right up and realize these motherfuckers here aren't playing with me. These motherfuckers here mean business. Let me shut up. Let me shut up before they throw me again.
I'm just hoping that we could bring them up and not be like certain men now. And I don't know if this is just men and maybe women too. But okay, switch over to this. My homeboy the other day, we were at the gym. And he brought up something. I think it was on Twitter, and there was some screenshots of some text messages that a guy sent to this one woman about his best friend, and all he was doing was throwing shots at his homie, talking about, man, he phony. He ain't living right. He ain't who you think he is. He those clothes he was wearing, because I guess he was wearing like some What's that brand that a lot of people wear now? It's a type of jeans. Hold up. Damn. Anyways, he was like, yeah, those jeans and all the outfits he be wearing, he borrowed those from me. First of all, I don't know men who exchange clothes. I ain't exchanging clothes with any grown person. I'm sorry. That's me. But hey, whatever.
Maybe that's what you do. Maybe that's what you do when you don't have clothes.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know who you been. I don't know what you doing. Like, I'm not gonna wear your pants, man. Of all things.
And maybe women are different, because I let friends borrow clothes or jeans or whatever and not really give it a second thought. I think for women, like, the expectation is that women are cleaner, if that makes sense. Not to say that all men are dirty, but I think the expectation with women is that, like, your close circle of friends that you would let borrow clothes, you're pretty aware of what their hygiene situation is, because women tend to be closer to their friend circle. So you would feel comfortable loaning that person something, knowing that they're going to wear it, wash it, and bring it back to you in the same condition it left. With men, I don't know how that works.
Nah, see, the dirty part of most guys is the people they lay up with at times, depending on their situation, because a lot of dudes can tell a story about how, yeah, I went to this one, she wasn't too clean, but she was available, that type of stuff. But anyways, hey, look, dude hit rock bottom. That's why.
Continue the story.
Look, you're right.
Yep, nope, gross. Nope, nope. I rebuke it. Nope.
But anyways, he goes on and starts talking about how he just wanted to let her know because she's so beautiful and things like that, and he just wanted to make sure that she deserves better. And I said, what part of the game is that? Like this?
So he just dirty macked on his friend's girlfriend.
Basically, that's exactly what he did. Your friend didn't do nothing to you. You out here, you blowing up his spot because you jealous or something.
Because you want his girlfriend.
I guess the game's different, man. I mean,
my whole thing is, how do you expect that to play out? Like, because my whole thing is, depending on how long they've been together, how do you expect that to play out? Her loyalty is already submitted to this person. So if I love this person and care about them, if they are borrowing your clothes, my whole thing would just be like, why are you borrowing that person's clothes? Like, do you need clothes? What's up?
Yeah,
like, I would have a conversation with you. My conversation would be like, I'm concerned about you. Is there something you need to tell me? Not, oh my God, I'm going to break up so I can go fuck your best friend because he has nicer clothes than you. Like,
hey man, if that is the reason you are doing it,
then you're an awful person anyway. So then really the dude in the middle, he doesn't need you anyway because you're awful. But I was like, what is the best case scenario here? Either you get this girl and she's a piece of shit because she agreed to date you after that, or you lose your friend because she's a down ass girl, a down ass chick, and she's gonna tell him, hey, look at these text messages your friend sent. Like, it's no win-win there.
Yeah. I mean, but I've heard plenty of stories like that. Like, I've heard stories of women befriending married women just to tear their marriage apart. I've heard of stories of men being friends with other men and intentionally getting their buddy into situations where women are involved. And I'm like, why would you do that to a friend? Like, what's the point behind that?
Because they're not really their friends and they want something that they have. But you also, I mean, the only time I've ever seen that work out is in situations where maybe they are with a person and they meet this person's friend through them and they don't have anything inappropriate going on with the side friend, and the side friend is not necessarily dirty macking, but the person they're with is fucked up. Like, I've seen that happen where the person they're with is like a shitty person, and when they finally do break up, they maybe lean on the other friend for support, and they end up getting together. I have seen that happen before, but that in those, which is still weird to me, but it's a situation where maybe it's just kind of a bad situation brings people together.
Yeah. And oh man,
which still is kind of crap because I don't want to date any of my ex's friends. Like, I'm not interested. That's weird.
I'm cool. Like, we can name situations where someone, one of your buddies' ex did try to holler at you, and you like, nah, I'm good. Well, I know that's what I did. I used to be like, nah, I'm cool, man. I don't want no parts of that. And I don't know. I don't want to say it was morals. It's just, I don't know. I feel weird. I'm not going to go.
I think it's an awkward situation, right? Because then if you and this person are still friends, you're bringing around somebody that they've not had in their life anymore. You don't necessarily know the details of their breakup or their situation. People tell you what they want you to know. Yeah. So you're coming into this not knowing all the details of something, and you and this person are still friends, and now you're bringing this person that they may or may not have an issue with around and just being like, they're supposed to be cool with it.
Oh man, but yeah, he showed me that. I was like, well, granted, I ain't gonna say it's new age people because I'm sure that went on when we were growing up too, or even now. I'm sure those people were probably like in their 30s when that happened, and I don't know, man. I'm just saying that's pretty foul. Now, in that particular case, I think you talked to your homie about that, and outside of that, it's kind of not your business. I don't know. Can you say that now?
I mean, at the point that you sent those text messages, you made it your business, right?
No, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, before, I'm not going to send anybody a message.
Until I just want you to know what you're significant. Like, because the thing about it is, whatever you are sending them, like, you're inserting, like you said, you got to mind the business that pays you, especially when it comes to relationship dynamics with other people. Like with girls, like even with my friends that are girls, you come and they come and they complain about whoever they're dating. This person is so shitty and they do this and this and this, and they don't want solutions. They just want to vent. They're not going to leave.
So why are you talking?
They just want to vent about it. So it's just like, you are coming to them with information about somebody that they are not going to break up with or leave. So what is the purpose here? Like, you were just brought them information for them to then fight with this person, not leave, and then they're both mad at you for bringing the situation to them.
See, I think,
what do people say? Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm terrible. Like, you couldn't come to me and tell me how someone treated you a certain way, and then bring them around me and think I'm just gonna be cool with them. Like,
and I think that's what a lot of people do. They do that thing, especially with close friends, because they want to share and talk to them. Like with you and I, like, I consider you family, but there's no way I would talk about some dude I was dating and tell you how awful he was and how he was mistreating me, and then show up at your baby shower with this nigga on my arm and expect you to just be like, yeah, nigga, what's up? Dapping him up. Like, you gonna look at me like, what the fuck you bring this nigga here for?
Yeah. Especially if he's done something heinous. I'm like, nah, he gotta go.
I mean, and that's a part of being a friend to somebody, but I think people miss that. You cannot involve people in your relationships to the extent that you do and then expect them to not feel away. Like, you cannot pour all of this toxicity into someone, because that's what it's human nature, right? We don't ever talk about, like, even with customer service, we very rarely talk about the great customer service we have. That's an expectation. We only talk about the fucked up shit that happens. With relationships, the expectation is that this person is treating you like they should. So if there's nothing to report, I'm happy, everything's good. But then I'm gonna call you and talk to you for 3 hours if the shit's fucked up. So then all they hear about this person is the fucked up stuff. Thing to reference that with, and then you expect them to just be cool.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, that's one thing I always say. I stay out of matters of the heart. I just, because also at the end of the day, let's say if you do meet somebody and they do some things to you, but in your heart you feel like it's worth it to work it out. I'm gonna stay out of it. Hey, you know what? Do your thing. I will support you. Do what you got to do. If that's where you want to be, then try to figure it out, and that'll be that.
Which is why I normally just tell people this is what I would do in your situation, but I'm not in your situation. You do what you feel is best for your situation. If you want me to pray with you or whatever you need, I'm here. But I can't tell you how to fix this because I'm not there. And especially with married people. Like, I'm divorced. Like, I can't tell you shit about how to fix your marriage because I ain't fixed mine. So I don't know how to, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't come to people for advice about some shit that they've never been in, or the situation fell apart for them. Like, I can't tell you how to successfully fix your marriage.
Nah, I can only tell you what I went through.
All I can tell you is how that shit worked out for me. And you can take what you want from that, and that's all I can give you. I can't tell you to leave, stay. That's on you. You figure that out. And I'm going to just support you in the best way I can. Because what other advice can I give you? That's like you coming to me for advice on how to fucking perform brain surgery. Well, I watched TLC a couple of times, and this is what they told me, but good luck. Like, yeah. I don't fucking know how to do that for you.
I mean, but that's also why I get tired of everyone claiming they're a relationship expert online. Because I was like relationships are almost like a living thing. And every situation you will never run into similar situations on average.
Right, because every person is different. So the dynamics between two people are never going to be the same. There are going to be specific trends because human nature is very similar across people. Mm-hmm. So I think when people say they're relationship experts, they really are saying they're kind of experts in the ways that humans interact with each other on a base level. But you cannot really be an expert in the nuances of the ways human relationships work. You can try to give people your best psychological advice, but that's all you're giving them.
And I don't know, but you know, a lot of people go for it. You know, like that. I said one dude they talked to. They actually made I had to send it to you. It was a funny video. Was it Derek Jackson, the one that gets always does his videos from the car? I ain't gonna lie. This one guy roasted him talking about, yeah, man. Derek Jackson said he pretended to be. He was like, yeah, if you catch your woman. And she got like a baby with another dude. He was like, man, you just gotta realize that was your fault. You gotta pick up the pieces and figure out how to make it work. Something like his son. I was like, wait.
I mean, and some people can do that. Some people really can do that. They are invested in a relationship to a point to where they are willing to work through that, forgive it, and move forward into whatever that looks like for them. And so I tell people what you are able to handle in a relationship and what deal breakers are yours alone. Like, I can't, because what you may consider a deal breaker right now, in 5 years, if you're with the person, that may no longer be a deal breaker. You may be like, well, I know I said, but I'm not gonna. So it's unpredictable because you don't know how you're gonna react until you're in a situation.
See, I always laugh because you know you hear stories about dudes just bringing random kids home. Like, oh yeah, by the way, this is a new one. Treat them like one of ours, and I'm like, my whole thing is like, okay, come on now. First of all, you out here getting how you live, and you left evidence. So that means that woman got to look at that boy or girl every day as evidence of what you have done.
Which leads me to the story I was going to read for you, and I told you I was going to save it till we started recording.
Yeah,
so this will be good. This ties into this. So this is a good one. So this comes from a Twitter post. The girl's name on Twitter is @thatmousebish, BISH. Her name is Tamika. She always has very interesting posts, but she pulls this from a Facebook group called Mature Conversations About Relationships. Okay, so this says, last week, HR called me and said I needed to confirm a payment that was made on my medical insurance. Okay. When we checked, it was a payment for a baby delivery and postnatal care costs made at a private hospital. I am married and have a child. Both my husband and my daughter are registered and use my bank medical insurance. I went to the hospital to follow up on the matter and verify details, only to discover that a woman was admitted to the hospital and gave birth under the signature of my husband to a boy who was born who carries my husband's name. I followed up with the matter and established that he has a girlfriend who recently gave birth. I confronted him with the facts and the medical account details. He has confessed that it's a woman who has a child for him. He says it was a mistake and he was trying to resolve the matter without hurting me. I am shocked at this, that I've taken leave at work. I'm broken and I do not know what to do. Please help. So just because you guys can't see us and we don't do video, Quentin is sitting over here with his face, like he has his hands in his face, like shaking his head. Like I think he's in disbelief, which is a first. Like he's over here like with his face in his hands, speechless. And that's a complete first for him.
Okay. Wow. Okay. First of all, my guy is super bold. You go and file it on your own. Look, I don't condone cheating.
Not yours. It's your wife's.
Your wife's insurance. Like she ain't gonna know. What? Which means to tell me, when it comes off, he's living off of her.
I don't even know that it's that. Sometimes you know, just depending on some spouse, my insurance may be better than your insurance. So I mean, I've had that happen. Okay, sometimes I've had people have, depending on whose insurance is better, you may add your kid or add your spouse, or if it's less expensive for them to be on your insurance than that person to have their own, then people do that. So, I mean, I'm not going to say that necessarily. Okay. But I will say this for people who do not have children. If you've never had a fucking baby, the medical costs associated with having a fucking baby in a hospital are astronomical. We're not talking about a $600 bill. We're talking like a $20,000 bill.
Yeah, it's, I think just delivery alone is about $10,000. 10 to 12.
I was like, so, yeah, like, it's not like he paid for her to get some bridge work at the dentist, and it was $100, and he could have just paid it, and it would have been fine. That's thousands and thousands of dollars. Of course they were going to verify with her that she had a fucking baby.
She probably walked in like, I don't think I did, but, but okay.
I was like, yeah.
All right, first of all, I never got this. Like, dudes people who want to mess around. One, don't get in relationships. I mean, if you know it's not for you, don't get gangster into one. Let's just keep it that way. If you feel like you're not prepared for it, or in your mind you feel like you're gonna have to do something with someone else, just stay single. If that's the best thing. But if you are out here doing, why would you? Yeah, that's what I say. Why would you bring evidence of? Because now you can't hide a baby. A baby in your name, basically. So,
and then, I mean, but then the other part of it is that you are putting not only are you doing something, you're cheating on your wife. So you're saying you're messing up your marriage.
And you're smashing raw.
Which your wife may be able to overlook the indiscretion, right? Like some people are able to, man or woman, some people in their marriage are able to overlook one indiscretion. Like, okay, I slept with this person. I'm willing to break it off, have no contact with them and move forward because I want to make our marriage work. That has happened. People have moved on and had happy marriages past that indiscretion. However, it is very hard to ask a person to move on, like you were saying, when you have now brought a baby into this, and this is somebody that we now have to deal with for the rest of our lives because of your mistake.
Uh-huh.
And then to put all of that together and then also add insult to injury and file this on this person's insurance. One, this lady who had this fucking baby is not on the insurance. You are now putting your wife in danger, losing her fucking job. Like, she could come back to work and the motherfuckers to be like, nah, girl, that's insurance fraud. Like, we gotta let you go.
Yeah. And
like, that's some real shit. Like, she could be in real legal trouble, real financial trouble because this girl, if she had a baby and didn't have insurance, you should just let that bitch have the baby and not have insurance.
Hey, you should have brought her to a state hospital, something. Hey,
she should have just had the fucking baby and you should have just agreed to pay them bills off a little bit at a time on your own dime.
Pregnancy Medicaid exists.
Yeah, you can't knock her up and then have the baby on your wife's dime. Like, that's insane.
That's first of all, that's either gangster or super disrespectful or a little bit of both. Cause
he's super disrespectful. And how did he? He's stupid because how did he think he wasn't going to get caught? That's the concerning part.
Yeah.
Like, how reckless, like, he's reckless like the motherfuckers on Forensic Files I was talking about the other day. I was like, it's amazing to me the amount of people on Forensic Files that get caught for these same types of crimes.
Yep.
Like, there's obviously the ones where it's like murder and it's like hairs or like some weird interesting case where they compared some dog hairs or some shit like that. But more often than not, it's motherfuckers who poison one husband and decide I'm going to try to get away with it again and poison the other one in the same way. Or I'm going to fake a suicide, but then I'm going to write a note and try to pretend I'm this person and forge their handwriting. That's like the same thing. I'm going to kill you, but I'm going to use your saw and your house to do it. And then I'm going to take your shit out of your house. And then I'm going to try to go empty out your bank account wearing a wig. That's essentially what it is. Like, I'm about to fuck you over, but then I'm going to add insult to injury.
That was insane. Talk about, I don't have advice for that one. I'm just like, hey man, you got the dip.
Sis said, please help, and really,
I don't know what to tell you. What do you want me to help with?
All she can do is divorce the person. Like, and it's not even for me. And it's not even me from a standpoint of saying you can't make your marriage work. But I think you have to do the thing where you walk away and say, you have to prove that you really could go to jail, like, or be in possible serious trouble. So you really have to try to play damage control on your end to keep your shit straight. And then if you want to work it out with that person on the back end, fine. But eventually, you have to distance yourself because it's like, what the fuck else do you do?
There's multiple, because even then there's that. And then the fact of, a lot of people don't ever consider this. If someone is messing around on you, and he had a baby, so he wasn't using protection. And if he's coming back and still doing whatever with you, he is inherently potentially putting your life at risk. And people don't consider that. So
it's time to get ghosts.
That's when you just say, nah, man, this ain't gonna work. Obviously, this wasn't for you, and I ain't mad at you about it. But
good luck and Godspeed. She got to go up there and basically do that Keke Palmer video. I am sorry to this man. If I saw him walking down the street, I would not know who he is. This may sound stupid, but I am sorry to that man. And that's really what she got to do. I don't know him. Like, we're getting a divorce because I had no idea he did this. Like, that's insane.
And I'll definitely be like, hey, I didn't file that, so whatever paperwork y'all need to file legally, take care of it.
Take care of him.
I have considered
I'm on your side. This is fraud. I didn't know. I absolutely am on your side with this. What do you need me to do? Where can I show up to testify? That's all you can do. Speaking of people testifying, well, okay, so two things. So, short things. So, since we are I'm not in Dallas. He was a Dallas area. For those of you who don't know or not from Texas or have not been keeping up, last year, a gentleman named Botham Jean or John, I don't remember how to pronounce his last name. John? Yeah. John was shot in his apartment by a Dallas police officer named Amber Guyger. So if you have not been following that story, she lived in an apartment complex and she was getting off her shift at work, and she says that she apparently lives on the either she lives on the third floor and he lives on the floor for the opposite. But either way, she says he drove up, parked on the wrong floor, went to what she believed to be her apartment door. It was ajar. She walks in. He is in there eating ice cream on his couch in the dark, and she shoots this person and kills him in his own apartment. That, by the way, has a red doormat on the floor in front of the door. So she is currently on trial for this. The murder trial is going on currently, and she testified, I believe yesterday and the day before.
Yes.
So
I think her lawyer got her the first day, and then the prosecutor got her yesterday, I believe.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, it was. I'm just hoping, because I'm just hoping that the dude actually gets justice, because I know some people are going to try to say, well, it was probably fatigue or she wasn't really aware. Maybe they just get her for manslaughter. But I think the prosecutor brought up, he was saying like, before you opened the door, you said you heard someone inside, correct? And she was like, yes. And he was like, okay. He was like, so what's protocol for if you're unaware of the danger? What is the protocol? You're supposed to take a step back and call for backup, correct? And she was like, yeah, but I wasn't on duty. He was like, no. He's like, as a police officer, you're always on duty, even if you're not on the clock. He was like, that's protocol, correct? And she was like, yes. He was like, but you chose not to do that, right? And I think even then they were saying that the bullet trajectory was he was still sitting when because she claimed he ran at her, but they were saying when they did all the evidence allegedly when they did all the evidence, look over all the evidence, he was still sitting when he was shot.
Which, and I guess my whole thing is with police officers, I always wonder if somehow their training warps their way of thinking, which I do to some extent. You have to, because you have to think about what is the way to be as safe as possible. My understanding has always been the idea is to keep yourself safe, but to also minimize loss of life in these situations and damage of property. So you wanted to have the best ending possible. And I feel like for whatever reason, the cops now, it's just like, fuck it, dude, just shoot whoever. Like, it doesn't matter. And it's like all of that training about, protecting life and not damaging property goes out the window. They're just like, fuck it, I'm the police. It doesn't matter. Because my whole thought is, as a civilian or even a person that is a gun owner, because in Texas, you can carry, you can carry a gun. And there are states that obviously are open carry as well. If I come up to my door and I think somebody is inside, my thought is not, let me go back to my car, get the gun and go in here and shoot the person. My thought is going to be like, what the fuck? Why is there somebody? I'm going to call 911 and be like, I think there's somebody in my apartment.
Oh man, you don't run up on them,
I'm not going to run up on them Rambo style and try to take them out because they're in my apartment, which I get. You read these stories of people saying, oh, somebody's in my house and I had to protect my family. Yes, if you're inside with the person.
Inside, yes.
but if you're, because I've also seen people sue and be like, okay, I've also seen situations where people have tried to rob homes and gotten stuck or bit by the person's dog or something and sued those people and won.
Yeah,
which is horrible, but you can do illegal things and also still have rights, if that makes sense. Like I can technically rob you, but me robbing you and you not being at home and you coming home and deciding that you should shoot me 6 times when I didn't pose a technical threat to you is a little much, because again, she was not in her apartment.
Yeah, if it turns out that the individual was not armed, even if they're invading your property, there are some still nuances to the law to where it's like, okay, that's potentially excessive force. Because
right, or if the person sees you and takes off running and is running out of your house, like, okay, so you shot them. Right, you can't shoot them if they get into the street to hop in their car and you're like, I'm going to shoot them before they can drive away. Yeah, and you shoot them as they try to speed off on a motorcycle. Well, what did you shoot them for? They weren't a threat to you. So she shot a non-armed person in an apartment, and then they did it. I guess like they went through her apartment so that people could see. They showed the cam footage, and so they were just like, and so everybody's question was like, even if you have a similar apartment to me, if I walk into my apartment and it's dark, I still know, okay, damn, there's no paintings on the wall right here, or this apartment doesn't smell like my apartment. What is that smell? Or I know I left the lamp on in here, or damn, there are no lamps in here. Like, I do not know how you live somewhere decorated and it is yours and you live there alone for you not to notice the signs that, hey, this may not be my place.
First of all, there's plenty of us who have made it home while drunk, high, or all the above. There's plenty of us who made it there after a 12-hour shift. Even then.
And not shot anybody. No, miraculous.
No, but not walked into the wrong place. But even then, it's like, let's look at something that's very similar. If you go out shopping, you got a lot of cars look similar. And there's plenty of times when you walk up to the car you think is yours, and you get closer, you realize, wait, I don't have that hanging on. I was like, where did I get that hanging on my rear view? Oh, it's not mine.
Or the car is unlocked, and then you open the door, and you're like, oh, shit, this is not my car. You close the door, and you walk away. It's not your car.
You don't get in and try to start it.
And you certainly don't shoot somebody for coming up and being like, "Hey, get away from my car."
Thank you.
So in my thought process, if this person is sitting on your couch eating ice cream and you have a firearm, why wouldn't you draw your firearm and say, "Hey, who are you? What's going on?" She's like, "I told him to put his hands up," and it's like, the man's naked eating ice cream and you're in his house. Like, what expectation did you have for him to just put his hands up when he's confused? You should have held the gun and been like, "Hey, what's going on here? This is my apartment. I need you to leave." And at which point the person would have said, "No, you're in the wrong apartment. This is not my place." All you had to do was back out of the apartment with the gun and say, "Hey, I need some backup here." If it's truly your apartment, you just went in there and started shooting people.
But that's even then. It's like, okay, because I remember, I think they say he had a red mat or something like that. So as soon as you walk in, there's a red mat, and some people was like, "Well, maybe it's dark." It's like, nah, most of those apartments that are enclosed have bright lights in the hallway for that reason. Like really, really bright light. Like the one we just moved to. Honestly, the lights over here are so bright, you think the sun's still up. But anyway, so you walk in and you look, you ain't have to look down because red catches your eye regardless in most cases. So you look in, you're like, I don't remember putting that in. Then, of course, they also stated that, she was texting a married man, so she probably was distracted.
You know what? I've checked with people I wasn't supposed to be texting either and have still managed not to go to the wrong apartment while I was doing it.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just saying. That's just the word. So, hey.
I guess next time when we do our next quarterly check-in, we'll let y'all know how that went. Whether or not she's in jail or not.
Look, Derek. Look, I'm telling y'all, man. I'm getting closer and closer to finishing. I will officially be finished by May, but I am going to try to be as consistent as possible during that process.
We're proud of you. And then once he gets done in May, then I am going to go back to school the following August. So there's that. So we'll probably be December. I haven't decided. It's either going to be December or the summer. So, yeah. So, sorry, guys.
Hey, that's fine. And make sure to get your people to pay for it if they want to. Or if they have that option. If not, make it that option. Hey, man.
Yeah, we're going to talk about something. Because, like I said, they fired that girl. They want me to do all her work. And that's just not going to work out for me.
Hey, man, if you want me to be most efficient as possible, I need this further education. How you feel about footing some of the bill?
Pretty much.
So, hey, everything's negotiable for the most part.
Don't have to be. Speaking of other people snitching, or people testifying, not snitching. Did you see, what is it, Takis in the bag or whatever?
Rainbow hair, yeah.
Tyrannosaurus 69, whoever. Yeah.
It's funny. So I heard about it. I didn't actually get to read it. It was funny because one of my favorite movies, New Jack City. And I remember I was on YouTube and I was like, man, let me watch the final, I forgot. Someone brought it up and I was like, let me watch the final scene of, when Nino Brown was testifying. And of course I scroll down in the comments and they're like, anybody else here after watching the Tekashi's, I guess he was like, man, this is bigger than 6ix9ine. How'd it go? Hey man, this is bigger than Nino Brown, baby. I wasn't born no silver spoon in my mouth. Oh man. But yeah, apparently he gave up everybody, huh?
They did say that he said that pretty much everyone was a blood. So there was a lot of cute memes going around. Y'all were quite funny with the memes about things that he was snitching and telling on. So I was like, that was quite funny. And so I thought it was interesting how people were like, that's not the street code. Look, I'm not from the street. I don't know anything about street code. I'm not in a gang. I don't know anything about the way gangs work. All I can tell you is the things that I have learned through reading or watching TV or whatever. So the best I can give you is my understanding, because like I always tell people, I do not think snitching is something that extends to people that are not living the type of life associated with gang activity or criminal activity. Like if your grandma gets robbed, your grandma's not a snitch because she told the cops who robbed her. Your grandma's not a snitch for that. Your grandma is a law-abiding citizen who got robbed and wants her shit back, and for somebody to get put in jail for robbing her. Now, if you are the person that is doing the robbing and somebody else who was also there rats you out, then they are a snitch. Yes.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, but you know how some people are. They actually had a rapper who I think it was on Vlad TV. He was talking. I gotta remember who it was. But anyways, he was saying that even if his grandma got shot and he knew who did it, he's not gonna tell the cops. And I'm like, all right, that's a little foolish there. I'm sorry. Like there's a
Well, because I
difference.
mean, right, there's a difference. And that's what I'm saying. If that's not related to your illegal activities, then how is that a situation in which you don't tell?
Ah, man, look, I don't know, but you know that's what everybody would say. They was like, you
Because people were
never
saying that
tell.
right, but they're saying he shouldn't have told. But the thing about that is that he was a kid who was a rapper who wanted to get famous and use this gang to give him street cred to elevate his career. So there were mistakes made on both sides because my understanding is he wasn't jumped into the gang. He was essentially like a mascot or whatever. But you got these people all on Instagram. You going to different people's cities, disrespecting them and their gang affiliations. You got Chief Keef shot at, something about shooting people in Times Square, like all types of craziness. And if this person is not in your gang, why would you make them privy to your illegal activities and expect them not to tell? Exactly. They do not have any real allegiance to you. This is fake. This is a facade. He's a rapper. This is fake.
Look. Oh, also, it was a guy named Lil Bibby. I never even heard of him, but it was like 3 years ago. And then, of course, Cassidy talked about he didn't snitch when he was facing life in prison. But here's the thing: there's nothing about Tekashi that looks like hardcore gangster. Like, period. I don't know gangster niggas with rainbow hair and all that different shit. I've never met one. They may exist, possibly, but I ain't never met them. And the way the story goes is he went to them to be a part of the Bloods so he can get the street cred to be a rapper. So you got a regular dude coming to you, basically using you for advertisement. And you think
and the agreement was that he would then fund their operation. Yeah. So, I mean, now you've involved him in a way that makes him an accomplice to your crimes, and now RICO gets instituted because, it's racketeering, because now you have him funding your criminal enterprise, and you thought this person that came to you who is not gang affiliated was not going to tell on you to stay out of jail?
That's how you remind me of, it was on the Boondocks. It was one of the episodes with, I think, who was that? Riley was trying to join the Lethal Interjection crew, and they gave him a chain. And he was like, all right, man, you earned this chain. He was like, ain't none of us, all of us here are willing to die for this chain. And you got that one dude in the back like, nah, not me. And that's probably what happened. They probably started talking. And they was like, oh, yeah, man, you facing up to 20 years and so on and so. He's like, 20? Ooh.
I was more than that.
I'm so sorry. My name is Charles. I just only did this because I was just trying to be in the hip hop. And you need him.
I'm trying to do that hippity hop that people love so much. Yeah. And I don't know anything about. I don't know those names.
I saw him running hooch. Yes, they still do that. I saw him, cooking in the back. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds cool. They were running holes over here.
What were they cooking? Do you know? Was it pies? I never asked.
I'm just saying, so to an extent, I would say, come on, man. I don't know if it was the new age cats who let them in, or if there were some OGs around, but that whole premise just seems weird. If somebody just rolled up on you and they look like if things really hit the fence, they ain't really down for it like that. Why would you even invite them in? I get it that you want get the funding, but still.
Yeah, it's like the discernment there was just off. Like, what is the purpose of the game? Bringing this person into the fold. Like, I get you wanted the funding or whatever, but it's like, why would you then make this person privy to anything? Hey, we need $20,000. Okay, you let that person give you $20,000 and you don't tell them what it's for. You don't.
No, and they should have realized.
And then you have a front for your organization that's legit, and you say, okay, this person was a business investor, and you leave it at that. That way, that person has no culpability, and they can't rat you out because all they did was give you $20,000 in an investment in your barbecue shack or whatever. They don't know anything else, so then there's nothing they can tell. Why would you involve him in any meaningful way in your criminal organization? But he hasn't been jumped in. He's not really a part of your gang. Like, how does any of it make sense? Like, they were sloppy, and now this is what you get.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was that internet hype, man. because
But I will point out that Martha Stewart ain't snitch.
I mean, she did that on white folks though. So
Sis stayed 10. I don't know. Well, sis stayed 10 toes down on them, so I don't know.
Hey man, look, you know what? She was snitching on them what was it? Them Wall Street crooks. So it's all good. We'll take that.
She didn't snitch on nobody. She did that year. She got to do it under house arrest because she don't have no. She's gonna say she didn't snitch on them people. She got that shit. She got the criminal record. She had a year of fan time.
Yeah, she didn't give up her connect. My bad.
She went to jail because remember they talking about her knitting and giving classes and stuff. She just did the other 6 months on house arrest because she's Martha Stewart. But it is what it is.
Hey man, you telling me Martha Stewart more
Look, Kim did it get perjury. She got up there and lied, and she was like, "Well, I don't know nothing about nothing, so it is what it is." And she went and ate that year and went about her business. Now, granted, 1 year is different from 20 or 50 or whatever he was facing, but that's your business. You get wrapped up with the wrong people, you get what you get.
Man, but that's actually funny. See,
I don't know, sir. But yeah, they also said he declined witness protection. So I think this is going to be interesting. I think that's going to be the interesting part. All this fallout about him being a snitch and people saying, oh, he's not going to survive. They're going to put a hit on him. This, that, and the third. But now he's not going to witness protection. I want to see if it's somebody in this gang that offs him or if it's just a regular person that's like, I just want the street cred.
Probably. And that's the thing. I can see some.
And how long he survives. Because I think in his mind, he's like, because I think in my mind, he's like, okay, I turned, state's witness or whatever, federal witness. He's thinking in his mind, okay, the feds are going to constantly watch me. I don't have to go into witness protection. I can still have a regular career because who's going to shoot me?
No. Think about it.
But there are people that will shoot you knowing they're going to do life in jail and don't care.
Who
because they know. Because they're willing to go down for you and shoot you knowing that their family is going to be good. These people don't put a hit out on you. If somebody kills you, they know they're set for life. These motherfuckers are going to be like, you took a problem off our hands. Let us help you.
Mm-hmm. I think it was Godfrey, the comedian. He was on Vlad and he brought up, he was like, hey man, he can't go to no hood. If he's still trying to rap, he can't go to the hoods no more. He got to switch up and be nothing but, go to the suburbs only, because that's the only way he's going to be able to make money.
Well, that's the only way he's going to be safe. Because somebody is going to try to off that boy. It is just a matter of time. And him not taking witness protection, fine, I get it. You don't have to. That's your business. But somebody's going to make it a point to kill him because they want the clout, the fame. They want whatever comes on being good. Just like they were saying somebody was beating Dylan Roof's ass in jail. Them people don't care about getting out of jail early for good behavior.
That's the thing, though, because he's already not. I don't believe he's that smart, to be honest. And then, of course, now there's the rumors like, oh man, he was a plant, man. He was a government spy. Like, y'all love these
government conspiracies, and the government is not planting rappers no, they're not planting rappers. Like, if you want to say somebody is an industry plant to get streams for a record label, I can absolutely believe that, because you have to look at it as, however, because by that logic, you could say that like Britney Spears is an industry plant, because technically, think about it, a lot of these, it's a wave, right? Like, it's a wave, and so when something gets popular, record labels try to hop on that wave and find the next person that's in that wave. Yeah. Oh, I'm an artist that's like this, so we can ride that wave too. So then all those people that come after them are technically industry plants, because these people may not be as talented, but this is what's popular, so we're going to try to make it so that we can capitalize and get money from this too.
Pretty much. So, I don't know, man. But, it just sounds good. It sounds reasonable, because, people like to always believe that there's this, the boogeyman's out to get them. So, I feel it. Hey, man, good luck to him. That's all I can say.
Good luck and God bless her. Godspeed. I don't wish death on nobody. So, I hope it works out for you. I think I would have taken witness protection, but I think it's one of those things also is once you get to a level certain of fame, you see it with a lot of people that are people that were stars and are no longer at the pinnacle of their career, right? They have a hard time adjusting to regular life, because when you live this life where you've had security and millions of people screaming at you and people giving you stuff because you're famous, and then that stops because you're not at the top of your career anymore, you don't know how to live a regular life anymore. And people have time to readjust it. So if he'd witness protection, you don't get to be Tekashi 6ix9ine and troll and have colorful hair and face tattoos. You get to be a motherfucker that's in Idaho working at the Dollar General.
Yeah, you just random dude X. And honestly, he got to just, if he wants to be safe, I think he got to just give that up, personally. Because, you don't want to be in a public eye and all of a sudden because you're not only going to put you in danger, you're going to put other bystanders in danger too. But, and yeah, I do agree because, hell, look at what happened with Bow Wow. This nigga was, you remember when he was filming himself running he paid people to act like they were chasing him?
He didn't pay them people. He just said the people was running for him and they weren't.
Yeah, there you go.
So, he didn't pay them. He was just being a weirdo.
Oh, man. But
what else you got?
Well, only other thing I had to talk about, a few minutes. Everyone's fear of this Joker movie coming out. Are you, first of all, I think I will go watch it. I think it'll come out, next weekend? But I got to find out a theater that's going to actually show it because apparently some theaters aren't going to show it because of the idea that it's going to incite violence from, unfortunately, Caucasian persons. And, which is kind of, can we say that a film is the cause of someone doing violence?
I think that is the same as saying video games promote violence in children or make people go, like remember they were trying to say Grand Theft Auto was making people go out and want to kill because they saw it in the game. I will say this. Do I think that watching violent images over and over and seeing those types of things desensitizes us? Absolutely, because we see that now with people with mass shootings and people getting shot now. We see it and then we're like, oh, that's awful, thoughts and prayers, and we all move on. And that's awful, but it's what happens because we've been desensitized because nothing happens and nothing changes. So we're just like, well, that's awful. Oh my God, outrage. Okay, it's over.
Yep.
We've become desensitized. And so I think, is there a link maybe to some extent with that desensitization? Yes. But these people also already have to be primed and in the space in their mind to already want to go do some shit like that. It's not the movie. It's that these people were already predispositioned to do those types of things, and seeing the movie just puts them in a place to do it. But that's not the movie. That's them. It's make believe. It's fake.
And I guess that's what I was thinking is are we getting to the point to where realism and fantasy is now starting to blend together and people try to live out these things in reality for some reason because our world is so screwed up or we're so plugged in. And
yeah, but but I think it's a small group of people, right? And like I said, again, those people were probably already predispositioned to do those things. I don't think that it is, everyone else's fault and we have to be, because if that's the case, you could watch anything and feel that way. Anything that has violence. You could, that's what I'm saying, it could be anything. If you're going to take something and say that it inspired you to go commit a crime, then it could be any movie. It doesn't, because there have been people that have been on trial and they were like, yeah, I watched a movie where this person committed this. You watch those, that's like somebody saying they decided to lie and say they were pregnant and then kill a motherfucker and try to, and then frame their husband for murder because they watched Gone Girl.
Yeah. I don't know.
People take what they want to from movies. Just say people take what they want to from movies. And if you were already going to do that shit, or you already had it in your mind, or you were already predispositioned for that type of violence.
Yeah, that's
it could have been any movie that pushed you over the edge. You could have watched Die Hard and decided you wanted to go be a terrorist. I
don't know. Probably watch Bambi or something, and, Bambi's mom getting murked out. You're like, yeah, I'm going to do that. Just with people.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. They want to say that it's this idea that this movie is going to be the catalyst. But okay, the Joker has had 1,000 iterations. So you cannot say that this iteration is the one that's going to make people behave erratically.
First of all, there's far worse movies out there than
absolutely.
This. I remember somebody brought up, what's the character? Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver. I don't know if you ever seen that. But yeah, I mean, he goes around on like some vigilante, killer type stuff, and it's like, yeah, okay. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, when Batman came out, were people concerned that they were going to go around dressed up like a bat and try to be vigilante justice?
On some street justice stuff, even though I love Batman, let's just keep it real. He just enjoys dressing up because he could do a lot more as Bruce Wayne than as Batman. But that's neither here nor there.
That's neither here nor there. Yeah, I was like, I think he just enjoys fighting crime that way, because I really feel like this motherfucker has enough money to where he could really do some good in Gotham, and he just chooses to go around fighting crime in a goddamn bat suit and having cool toys instead of actually doing something.
Exactly. What's the fun in actually doing stuff?
Right. What would be what would be the fun in using your money to actually, revamp a corrupt police system and, put your money behind, electing officials that have the best interest of Gotham in mind and trying to fix that, or hiring a private investigator to help you figure out who killed your parents and bring them to justice. Like, what the fuck? Like, you want to do everything but the right thing. Like, I love it. We all love it. We like watching it, but let's be real honest here. This motherfucker is not trying to clean up Gotham.
No, he was like, yeah, man. He's like, you got an echo? Okay, that's weird. But anyways, yeah, he's out here like, hey man, I want to fix Gotham, but like, you know how I could do that? Some street justice. You just go beat the shit out of people on the streets.
If somebody, robbed a convenience store and I kicked them in the face and tied them up with my go gadget Batmobile, whatever, like, which I know that's not what it is, but I'm just saying, like, it's like, what about this makes sense?
Yeah, here's what will happen. You go do that. You go punch people in the face and you tie them up and say, "Hey, police officers, I did you a good." And they're like, "Well, we didn't catch him in the act, so we have to release them because you detained him illegally." So, yeah.
Like, none of it makes any sense. I just don't understand it. But
hey man,
that's neither here nor there.
That's just funny. I thought about, but yeah, I'm still gonna go see the movie. I think I'm just interested to see how Joaquin Phoenix plays the character, and I'm interested to see if even Joker could carry a film by itself. I think that's a more interesting thing I'm worried about. But
because I think that is a thought, right? It's supposed to be a kind of an origin film, and yeah, I think that's something that we haven't seen. So I think people are definitely curious, but it's like, I think people are definitely curious to see it. They're kind of like, okay, what is this going to look like? But yeah, it's something we haven't seen. So, but I think Joaquin Phoenix is an excellent actor. So if anybody could carry a Joker film, he would probably be the one if the writing is good.
Yeah. Also, can we also say that he really didn't need the makeup for it because he already has like a creepy face? I mean, I'm for real.
Oh my God. Well, they said that he lost a lot of weight for the film, and that he was basically super gaunt, like was starving himself so that his ribs and stuff will show. So I think that is part of what he has looked like recently, is because he slimmed down quite a bit for the movie. So he does look very sick and weird and menacing.
I do look at it every time I see Joaquin Phoenix. I just think about the creepy emperor he played on Gladiator. The one that was smashing it. Was in love with his sister and stuff. So I was like, oh man.
True. It is true.
Oh well. But yeah, but other than that, we're at 1A. You go ahead and cut it out here. So V, what's coming up? Anything people need to know about, and also go ahead and shoot out those socials.
Let's see. Is there anything coming up? Pod Connection, a Pod Connection who is being hosted by Miss Nicole Banks. You know her. She has Keep It 100, the IGTV show that she does with I'm Just Jackie, if you know her from that fame. They put on a really good event last year that we weren't able to go to in Atlanta, a Pod Connection. So this year it is in Charlotte, North Carolina. That is the weekend coming up. I believe that is Friday, October 4th through Sunday, October the 6th. I will be in the building, as well as many other of your faves who are probably more your faves than I am, but I'll be there too. But it should be a good weekend. There's a lot of panels, a lot of mixers, a lot of time to network. So that should be a good time. I think that is the only thing that I know of that is coming up. I wanted to say congratulations to Stephanie from the I Said No podcast. She had her very first live show. This is still September, so last month in New York. She had a really good turnout. Everyone said it was magical and special. If you have not listened to Stephanie's podcast, you should definitely give it a spin, give it a play, give it a chance. It is definitely kind of geared more towards possibility and kind of us evolving as human beings, but it's certainly a good listen, and she always has some good content over there. I don't think there's anything super else pressing church announcements. So, you can catch me on Twitter and on IG. It is at BJ_Burton. I have a Facebook. Don't message me on Facebook, about podcast stuff. Cause I don't be on Facebook, and my mom already thinks the show is very vulgar anyway. So just really, could we just tamper that down a little bit? Just don't be coming to me sideways about something I said on the podcast where my mom and my grandma and my aunties can see. Thank you so much. Snapchat is Meek B. Y'all have been so nice on Snapchat about not showing me your penises, so thank you so much for that. Because I think a lot of you have delusions of grandeur about your dicks, and I'm just glad that you have come to the light.
Oh, so you kept sending those thumbs down emojis to them?
Yeah, I'm just really glad that you guys have realized that your dick is just not as nice to look at as you perceive it to be, and so you quit sending them. Or maybe it's because you decided that you didn't want me to report you to the police. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm just glad that you stopped. So congrats on that. Yay. If you want to catch up with the show's Twitter is at choppingitup_pod. CHOPPINITUP_pod. Tweet us. Tell us how you enjoy the show. We like that a lot. We like to talk to you about the show. Like I said, we're going to try to be better. We always promise that, but we'll do our best.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the, unfortunately, doing multiple things at once kind of tampers with it. But, we're going to try to
Where's school, damn it?
I know.
Where's school, damn it?
School's for fools, man. It's overrated. Don't listen to me. Y'all stay in school. But now, other than that, you can also catch me at _Q_the_great, or that's on Instagram and Twitter. And you can also just hit me up on Facebook. That's just Quentin Simpson. As of right now, I've kind of been focused on other things. But if you do just want to hit me up directly, you can do that. If you want to, guest appearances, or just talk whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yes, we always like having guests on the show. So hit either one of us up if you would like to be a guest. We love having you on the show. It's chopping up with you and VJ. So
you just got to mention, you prepare yourself for some of the things I may say, but it's all right. It's all good.
We love having you on. So if you ever want to be on, if you just want to come shoot the shit with us, the door is always open.
And of course, if you're a new listener, you can't catch the show. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming through, and old listeners, thank you for sticking around. And other than that, you can catch the show in places like, of course, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Spreaker, and we're still on SoundCloud or any other place you can find a dope podcast. But other than that, man, we appreciate it. Appreciate you listening, sticking around, chopping it up with us is what it is. Hey, share it with a friend, tell somebody, all that good stuff. But other than that, we up out.
Laters.